Okay, we ready? Well, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We're back in Enshrouded, and since last time, a few things have changed, both on the base and in the game. So, first up, we're going to take a look at the statue. And this is the statue of the Queen, Queen Pikemead. Okay, it says the Queen Pikemead statue. Actually, a very nice statue. So this is the one that the King Gormander destroyed. I believe it was his sister. I like that. Don't think we're quite done with Pikespeed, but, well, close enough for now. Oh, and I finally made a bunch of these blue mushroom seedlings so that I could plant and grow some. These are actually very handy, so you can roast these, and roasting them gets you a food that is +3 to intelligence. Very handy if you're a healer. They are also used to make mana potion, so doubly useful. And I added a little space in here. I was looking for a place to put a bathroom for our little house. There wasn't any room inside. I was going to just build up the front porch and put a bathroom in, but then I realized this whole space was unused. So I dug it out, and now there's a little tiny bathroom under the house. It literally has just enough room for everything. It even has a couple of windows. Up here, we got some sugar cane growing and some sage. And I got some more plants for those growing in the seed beds now. Found this, or I should say Gus found this. Another cosmetic. It's called the maid's outfit. On this side, we can barely see it right now, but there's the farmer's outfit. And inside here, close the door so the cats don't escape. We have my original cosmetic outfit, and then we have the royal outfit that we found at Pikesmead. I think they're supposed to match. And cats are meowing. I should probably pet one or both of them. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Close that. There we go. And it's purring. It's so cute. Can't pet one without petting the other. I've nicknamed them Twiddledee and Twiddledum. And in here, I made that addition I said I was going to make. And there is now another bedroom down here by the kitchen. Very simple, but very effective. 3 more beds. I think that's about it. I'm working on adding a second pasture to the back of the barn, but that is not done yet. Now, I'm going to go ahead and eat. I want to go out. And Gus and I, as you can tell, we've done some exploring. Done quite a bit of exploring. I want to go out. Here, I think. So, not only has there been some changes to the base, but there has been a huge change of patches to the game. And while I try not to get killed and do a little this and that, I'm going to read them. So let's get started, shall we? These are the patch notes for patch number 5, version 0.7.4.1. Boy, that's a mouthful. Released on November 21st, 2024, it states under the highlights, added fixes for a few different crashes reported by the community. Wells now have water again when discovered. When wells are freshly placed in the player base, they still need a few minutes to fill up. Wells now show a UI element indicating that they are currently refilling, and I can verify that is the case. Fix several NPCs and animal pathfinding issues. For example, finding and using beds have been made more reliable, and pathfinding issues when going up or downstairs have been improved. Questionable. There are still some pathing issues. Added new bathroom furniture pieces to the Albany Neve Summit furniture set. Added more visual variation to the fell melee soldiers in the earlier areas of Emberville. Rain is now stopped by roofs more reliably. Good. No more leaking through the roofs. Drying off after spending time in the rain is now faster when the player is sheltered. Fixed a few issues with quests not unlocking to their next steps correctly. Reduced the frequency of rainy weather, but when it rains, it will rain a bit longer than before. Even for November, this was too much. Quests that required the retrieval of villager souls could previously be blocked by player bases at the quest location. Now the quest is automatically solved in such cases. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. Hopefully, Harvest Home wasn't one of those locations. The quest for taming goats can now also be completed by taming frizzy goats. I haven't seen frizzy goats, but now I'm looking forward to seeing them. Fixed an issue with recipes not showing the unlocked event even though they unlocked correctly. And for the record, I'm mining some fossilized bone right now. And yes, that is a giant rib cage. Can you imagine the size of the animal this came from? Yikes! The next section of the patch notes includes improvements to villagers and animals, and it is long. To start with, they say they increased the range in which animals look for a bed and food, which is good because I've noticed the animals in the barn were not finding their beds or food reliably. NPCs were taught to properly sit on chairs and toilets to minimize accidents. Very funny. But yes, that'll be good because I noticed they were sitting next to the chairs instead of on them. There is now a small randomization for when NPCs decide to go to bed. Before, when fast traveling to the player base, it could be observed that everyone was heading to bed at exactly the same time. This should make bedtime feel a bit more natural. Likewise, when returning to the base, not every NPC will jump out of bed immediately at the same time. I hadn't really noticed that, but okay. Fences and walls now better contain animals. Questionable. Ever since this patch, I have at least one bunny that's constantly escaping through the fence. So they might have made that worse. Farm animals are no longer attacked by bees. Since I wasn't near bees, I hadn't noticed that, but that's good. Cats are no longer alarmed by nearby rats when being tamed. It's fine balance between believable cat behavior and good gameplay. I don't know if they'd be alarmed by it as much as they'd go after it, but that's good. Cats and dogs can no longer be hit by players with lightning channel attack. That's good to know, and I'm kind of glad I don't wave my staff around on base. Lowered the height of the yak feeder prop so that both parents and calves can get to their food easily. I don't have a yak yet, but that's good. Improved the placement, sound, and VFX for animals and pets. Lowered the unnatural high speed of resource production from animals. At the same time, increased the maximum stack sizes of produced resources. As a side effect, this should lower the maintenance requirement for animals. Okay, that's good because I noticed that the goats were producing milk at an extremely high rate. So, yay. Bait stack sizes are now larger. This should also help against accidentally punching wildlife while trying to throw the next bait during the taming process. I hadn't had that problem, but that's good to know. Animals now realize more reliably when beds are placed in their vicinity. The rate at which animals can have babies has been unified for all animals. In the future, we will rebalance this again and better explain the reproduction rate, especially in case they will vary between different animals. That's good. And how about we make it so that if there's exactly the same number of beds as there are animals, they don't keep reproducing and making more? That would be great. When the taming has been completed, the UI now shows the success in a more comprehensible way. Picking up bait while animals are eating it now correctly interferes with the taming process. Oh, okay. I had noticed that when I was taming goats and bunnies, but that sounds good. Like enemies, animals now have less keen senses when it is raining. This makes it easier to hunt or tame them under bad weather conditions. Oh, okay, so now I know when to go hunting for animals to tame. Do it when it's raining. After being tamed, animals now also roam around when the player hasn't picked them up and dropped them off at their base yet. Okay. Fix the Beastmaster player skill. Befriended bees can now be ordered to follow the player again. Oh, I didn't even know. Well, it's too bad. I'm already slotted deeply into healer and wizard, so we're not going to be changing that, but it would be fun to have a Beastmaster, I think. The first mouse click after tabbing out and back into the game will no longer trigger an in-game action. Previously, trying to regain focus of the game window could too easily lead to accidental weapon attacks or building actions. Yes, I had noticed that. So yay. Fixed an issue where the game failed to gather the information about available happy villagers when the player tried to level up the flame in a player base that is not the one where the villagers are living. Oh. Okay. I think I get that. Crafting assistants can now offer the full range of recipes, even if the crafting tools are placed in a different base. That's also very good. Fixed an issue that villagers would suddenly wake up in the middle of the night only to get back to bed right afterward again. Just because it's happening to us, it shouldn't also happen to them. Very funny. Villagers without beds are sleeping on the floor now as they should. Yeah, but they're also sleeping on the floor when they do have beds, so yikes. Villagers no longer have trouble going to bed when they approach from the foot of the bed. That's good. Villagers no longer physically block doors or narrow stairs. Not true, I'm still having them block doors constantly. The tutorial about needing happy villagers to level up the flame no longer shows up every time the flame menu is open. I'll have to double check that, but if that's the case, yay, very good. Fix that villagers can have multiple beds assigned in some cases. I hadn't noticed that either. Fix some situations in which villagers or animals would interact with props through walls. One example was that they teleported through a wall to sit on a chair. Okay, I hadn't noticed that either, but that would have been funny. The next section of the patch notes includes fixes for new biome content and gameplay, and it is almost as long as the one for villagers and animals. Reduce the sturdiness of silver and obsidian ore. While the yield per node is the same, it now takes less time to gather it. I hadn't gotten to silver or obsidian yet, but very good to know. The UI for coldness and protection against it has been reworked after player feedback. The coldness meter now shows the encroaching freezing of the player. While exposed to extreme coldness, this meter can only ever go up. Underneath the cold meter, the level of coldness protection is displayed, and the currently remaining time before hypothermia sets in. The time can change rapidly depending on food, consumables, equipment, torches, nearby campfires, and other factors. I haven't gotten to the cold areas yet, but that is very good to know. Added more information about the frost protection from the flame at level 8 to the flame upgrade screen and to the quest journal. Very good. I'm happy to hear that. Fixed an issue with the display of the hypothermia warning that prevented it from showing up at the center of the screen initially. Very good. Increase the time before hypothermia sets in for players without any kind of cold protection from 10 seconds to 20 seconds. That's good because 10 seconds is pretty quick. Fix that ice sliding VFX could appear at the character's feet even when they weren't touching the ground. Okay, that could have been funny though. Sliding down slopes now prevents using ranged weapons. Oh, really? That sucks. Adding the previously missing area of effect damage for the spell Ice Bolt 2. Ooh, there's an Ice Bolt spell. Oh, yes, there is. Never mind. Improved visibility of snowflakes when using DLSS. Okay, that's good. Fixed additional issues with the dynamic ambient sound detection system, leading to playing incorrect sounds or missing sounds for individual biomes. Fixed an issue with the quest to unlock 2 of the new songs. The songs can now be correctly unlocked. Oh, good, because we haven't finished that yet. Fixed several small level design issues such as floating props. Added a few more enemies to some empty areas in the Albaneve summit. That must be the cold area then. Fixed a collision issue with one of the tree models which would lead to chopped wood to float out of the tree instead of dropping normally. I had noticed that, so good. Switched the visuals of the 2 granite roof blocks so that both fit better to the name and icon of the item. Okay. Updated the visuals of the Bellfire braziers. I haven't seen those yet, so I wonder what they looked like before. Destroying the props in the Cyclops cave now trigger the correct VFX and sounds. Wait, there's a Cyclops? Ooh. Looking forward to finding that. Fixed discoloration on some fur parts on player armor. Oh, okay. Hadn't noticed that, but good. Increase the size of the big spider. It's meant to be a chomp. Okay. I'm not sure people with arachnophobia are going to appreciate that, but I don't mind. Fix several smaller glitches for the Cyclops enemies. So there's more than one Cyclops. Ooh. Increase the damage to the stun bar of the boss when hitting it by parrying its own projectiles. Okay. Fixed an issue that could cause a spell or arrow to affect the boss stun bar twice. Oh. Okay. Remove the loot from the defeated vultures during the boss fight. Why? Improve several animations and behavior glitches for the boss. That's probably a good thing. Added a subtle self-glow to the windows that look like they are made of glass. It's not perfect yet, but better than being completely black during the day. I don't think we have glass in our windows right now. Kind of looking forward to that. Exchanged an incorrect perk on horn daggers. They now have correctly increased cut damage when upgraded. That's good. Improved the illuminated pumpkins for a prettier glow. What? Wait. Pumpkins? And we can illuminate them? Ooh. I'm looking forward to that. Fixed an issue where the milk dropped from certain enemies as loot was mistakenly cooked already. It's not that kind of cozy game. I just kind of figured they had cooked Fey milk on them because that's what they were using for their own purposes. But okay. Fixed comfort category settings for tapestries and the granite throne. Okay, that sounds good to me. Improve the UI overlay when the boss is unlocked. Oh, I'll have to check that. The final section of the patch notes is simply titled Miscellaneous Fixes. So I'm supposing this is everything that did not get covered under the first section. Updated the burning status VFX on the player to be more noticeable. That's a good thing. I'd like to know when I'm burning. Fixed one of the shroud roots which didn't clear the shroud in the vicinity after being destroyed. I wonder which one that was, because every shroud root we've killed so far has done that. Updated some old terrain textures to better fit the overall level of detail. That's good. Improved the level of detail for some mycelium-covered props. Oh, interesting. Fixed incorrect movement in armor pieces during an invasion roll. I hadn't noticed that, but that's definitely a good change. Removed several small glitches in enemy and animal animation. Some of them were probably pretty funny, but still, overall a good thing. Fixed incorrect visuals and timings of several enemy attack VFXs. Okay. Fixed several small audio issues on enemies, including the boss, Cyclops, crocodiles, and scavengers. Wait, there's crocodiles? Okay. Added keyboard support to the split stack submenu. Oh, I'll have to look that up. Fixed incorrect sorting of several props in the recipe overview menu. Okay, that's good. Fixed an issue that could lead to the game freezing when tabbing out of the game window. Ah, I wonder if that was what was happening to me. Okay. Fixed one reason for a performance dip directly after teleporting longer distances. Okay, that's very good. Slightly increased the performance of rendering clouds. Nice visual change, I like that. Switch back to the previous display of time for durations in the UI. At the same time, further unified the display of durations. Sorry for the feet and inches, US players. Okay. Made the building's shape preview tint more visible in direct sunlight. Oh, okay. I get that. That's a very good change. Brightness doesn't reset during changes to the graphical quality setting. Okay. Fix the saving of time of day when quitting the game. I have noticed that. It is the same time when I log in now as when I quit the game, so that's really good. Creating and playing a new world with a character that has the quest progression mode set to missed quest no longer blocks the first door in the Cinder Vault start cave. That's good. I'm sure people had something to say about that. Fixed that the background sound ambient no longer resets when going to bed. Okay. Hadn't noticed that, but that's a good change. Fixed an issue with the recipe selection button in the workstation menus. Okay. Had not noticed that one either, but definitely good. Fixed a visual glitch when starting to fly with a glider. Now can we fix the clipping through solid things like rock and ending up in a perpetual state of flying? Exchanged a one-handed melee bonus from two armor pieces for the mage class Spellbinder glove and wizard chest. Okay, I don't know, but that probably is a good thing. Drastically increased the health for practice targets and dummies. Okay, I didn't even know that. Wait, the practice targets, we can actually use them? Okay. Player tombstones were tweaked to minimize the risk that they can't be looted and properly depending on doors or other large props nearby. Yeah, but now can we move them out of the middle of electric traps so that we can get our tombstones back when we die to one? I've got a tombstone I can't even grab anymore because if I try to, I'll die again. Selected quests are now deselected in the quest journal when they have been completed. That's good. Added a security measurement to make sure that grapple hook anchors are correctly interactive when the new grappling hook combat skills are unlocked and many enemies have gathered around the player. I haven't used that, but that sounds like a really good change. Fixed an issue with scrolling with a controller in the equipment menu. Okay, that's good. Make sure the ammunition display in the HUD remains visible even when the combat target is near the screen border. That is definitely a good thing. Fixed an issue where animations could sometimes not be played correctly when using ranged weapons. That's also a good thing. Fixed a few instances where loot dropped in regions it was not supposed to drop. Oh, you mean we can't get higher level loot in areas that are lower level? That's too bad. Fixed an issue with the fade to black when fast traveling while having the HUD displayed. I had not noticed that, but that's definitely a good thing. Fixed several issues with item icons. Always good. Fixed several cases where clicking on a quest map marker wouldn't open the corresponding journal entry correctly. Definitely a good change. Fixed an issue that could lead to footstep sounds not playing correctly. Quality of life, that's good. Improved performance for player bases with many villagers and large roaming distance set. That's good because I'm sure part of my lag issues had been due to the number of villagers I have moving around. The amount of data exchanged between servers and clients has been reduced. This should help in situations where low bandwidth caused multiple multiplayer issues previously. Now that sounds like a really good change, especially if people have like 5, 6, or more people playing on their server. Because a lot of these fixes wouldn't have happened without your report, so as always, thanks for helping us make the game better. Overall, I would say these patch notes are very comprehensive and included a ton of great quality of life changes to the game. A big kudos to the developers for listening to the players and their dedication. It's always great for players when developers are this active and open about the process. I think some of my favorites in these notes were the adjustments to the villagers, like them properly sitting in chairs instead of hovering next to them, and the tweaks to things like animal item output. I'm not sure I like that we can no longer slide down slopes while attacking with ranged weapons. I mean, that was fun, but I'll adapt. And now I know there are things like cyclops and crocodiles to look forward to fighting, as well as the pumpkins. Yes, I'm sure once I find those, there will be several illuminated pumpkins on the base. As Enshrouded works its way towards version 1.0, the game world becomes larger and more interesting. And despite the static map, versus being procedurally generated, I get the feeling that the changes and updates will end up improving the replayability of the game. I hope so at least, and I'm sure Gus would agree. I could even see a group of friends creating a role-playing server for the game now, with the extra life added from the changes to the NPCs and the animal husbandry. It would be a lot of fun. But what do you think? Was there anything in the patch notes that you particularly liked or disliked? And what do you hope gets added to the game next? Leave a comment below. And until next time, bye for now.